AITA for refusing to attend my sister's wedding because of her fiancé's behavior. Even though everyone says I'm being unreasonable, this has been a massive point of contention in my family, and I honestly don't know where I stand anymore. I'm hoping to get some perspective. A little background. I, 28F, have a sister, Anna, 32F. We've always been close, but not without our typical sibling drama. However, we've generally supported each other, especially in adulthood. Anna has been dating her fiancé, Mark, 34M, for about 2 years. They recently got engaged and started planning their wedding. From the beginning, I felt uneasy about Mark, not because of any obvious red flags, but because his behavior toward me has been cold and dismissive. For example, at family dinners or gatherings, Mark rarely speaks to me, and when he does, it feels forced and curt. I initially chalked it up to him being shy or uncomfortable, but it's become more apparent that it's more intentional. The real issue started about 6 months ago when they asked me to be a bridesmaid. I was surprised but happy to be involved. I accepted immediately. However, once I got deeper into the planning, things became uncomfortable. Mark has made several passive-aggressive remarks about the bridesmaid dresses, the color scheme, and even my availability for events. Anna usually brushes these off, telling me to be accommodating since it's their big day. What pushed me over the edge was during the bridal shower. Mark showed up uninvited and proceeded to embarrass me in front of family and friends. I was hosting the shower at my place, and he criticized the decorations, said my snacks were low effort, and made several snide comments about me being too busy with work to care about family. Everyone was shocked, but Anna just told me to ignore it and focus on the wedding. Since then, I've been increasingly uncomfortable around Mark. He has continued to be dismissive and rude, often making side comments or glaring at me when I try to engage. I talked to Anna about it, hoping she'd set boundaries with him. She said, Mark is under a lot of pressure with the wedding and his job. He doesn't mean anything by it. She also said if I can't be nice, maybe I shouldn't be part of the wedding. I felt hurt, but tried to keep the peace. However, 2 weeks ago, Mark crossed the line. We were at a family dinner, and I was sharing a story about my recent promotion at work. Mark interrupted and said, "Must be nice to have a job that lets you slack off all day." The room went silent, and I was stunned. I told him he was being disrespectful and walked out. Anna later told me I embarrassed her and that I was being overly sensitive. After this, I told Anna I couldn't continue pretending everything was fine. I said I wouldn't attend the wedding if Mark was going to be there acting like that. She responded by accusing me of trying to ruin her happiness and told me that I was being selfish. She also said that if I didn't come, I wasn't welcome at any future family events. The fallout has been ugly. My parents are torn. They want me to be there, but also want Anna to be happy. Extended family members have taken sides. Anna has stopped talking to me, and I'm left feeling isolated and unsure if I'm in the wrong. I'm sharing this because I want honest opinions. Am I the asshole for refusing to attend my sister's wedding because of her fiancé's behavior, even though people say I'm being unreasonable? Or is it reasonable to protect my own mental health and dignity? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps the content grow and motivates me to create even more great videos. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any new uploads. By the way, I'm curious, when do you usually watch my videos? While working, studying, or just relaxing at home? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for your support. AITA for refusing to attend my sister's wedding after she excluded me from important planning decisions and then tried to guilt-trip me when I confronted her. This has been building up for a while, and honestly, I need to get this out there because it's been weighing on me heavily. I, 29F, come from a pretty close-knit family, or at least we used to be close-knit. My younger sister, Emily, 26F, is getting married next spring, and what should have been a joyous occasion for everyone has turned into a giant mess, mostly because of how she has treated me throughout the process. A little background. Emily and I were always close growing up. Sure, we had our typical sibling spats, but overall we supported each other. I'm currently living in a different state, about a 5-hour drive away from my parents, and I visit as often as I can. Emily lives near my parents. When she got engaged last fall, I was thrilled for her and the guy she's been dating for a few years, Jake. I was honestly excited to help out with anything she needed for the wedding. However, from the very start, Emily has been incredibly secretive and controlling about every little detail. When she initially announced the engagement, she told me she had already picked a venue and was in the process of booking vendors. She didn't ask for my input on anything, which I thought was a bit odd, but shrugged off. I told her to send me the details when she had them finalized. Then things got weird. She started organizing separate planning sessions with our parents and her closest friends, but left me out completely. I wasn't even invited to bridal dress shopping or cake tastings. When I asked why, she said it was just a small thing for the bridesmaids, and that since I wasn't a bridesmaid, her choice, it wasn't appropriate for me to be there. This hurt. A lot. I'd offered to be a bridesmaid, but she declined, saying she wanted only her closest friends and not too many family members involved. I tried to brush it off, thinking maybe she was just overwhelmed and needed to make decisions without too much input. But it didn't stop there. She made all the major decisions without talking to me at all. The color scheme, the invitations, the guest list, which she explicitly asked me not to share with anyone. I felt like I was just supposed to show up on the day and smile. I brought this up gently once, mentioning that I felt a bit left out and would have liked to help, or at least be kept in the loop. She brushed me off and said, "It's my wedding. I'm allowed to plan it how I want." I get that, but I was hoping she'd value my opinion or at least my company during this big life event. Then came the last straw. A couple of weeks ago, I found out from a mutual family friend that Emily was planning a pre-wedding weekend trip for the bridal party and some close family. I asked Emily about it, and she admitted I wasn't invited. When I asked why, she said it was just for the bridesmaids and their dates, and since I wasn't one, it didn't make sense for me to come. I was really hurt, so I confronted her directly and said, "I feel like you're shutting me out completely. It feels like you don't want me involved or even near your wedding, even though we're sisters. What's going on?" Instead of an honest conversation, she got defensive and said I was making this about me, and that if I couldn't respect her boundaries and decisions, maybe I shouldn't be involved at all. She even told me I was being selfish for expecting to be a part of everything, and that her wedding wasn't about my feelings. That stung deeply. I told her I needed some space to think, and that I wasn't sure I wanted to attend if this was how she wanted things to be. Since then, our relationship has been icy. Our parents have tried to mediate, telling me to just go for Emily's sake and don't ruin her special day. But I can't shake the feeling that Emily never really wanted me there in the first place, and that if I do go, it'll just be to fill a seat and pretend everything's okay. I'm honestly torn because I do want to support my sister, but I also don't want to be treated like an outsider in my own family's biggest celebration. I've told Emily I'd attend if she was willing to have an honest conversation and include me a little more, but she's refused. So, AITA for refusing to attend my sister's wedding after she excluded me from all the planning and then guilt-tripped me when I confronted her about it. I know some people will say I should just go to keep the peace, but this whole experience has made me feel unvalued and, frankly, really hurt. I'm open to hearing what others think.